Hello everyone, this is Bluebird Adventure. Today's challenge, assemble 5 Ender 3 3D printing machine in an hour. Of course, we have 3 people who work together. After fully assemble, we're going to show you how to test and calibrate the 3D printing machine. Assembling a 3D printing machine itself is exciting. It's a very great do-it-yourself project. And on top of that, what's beautiful about it is usually when you order the 3D printing machine, all the tools, screws, hacks, the wrenches that you need came within the box. So you don't need to buy any extra tool set. Everything you need to put the machine together was already included in the package. You just need to follow the steps and instructions very carefully. This is the second 3D printing machine I installed in my life. And we are on the most difficult part. Ensure the timing belt is installed correctly. The tightness needs to be perfect, just like a car's timing belt. And we need to fit in all the screws, ensure the timing belt wire through the different boxes and frameworks correctly. Next step is to install the top bar of the 3D printing machine. The top bar stabilizes the entire machine. On top of that, we put the filament holder on the top of the bar. So we got to find the M25 multiplied by 5 screws. And then there are 4 screws of them, and we place them on the holes together, but don't tighten one of them first. Make sure you take turns, tighten all of them, so the entire fitting is balanced. It's a little trick in any carpenter work or machinery installation work.
It's going to be really hard to keep it like upright. Just put it in, and then when you screw it in, it will automatically become upright. Just flatten like all of them, and then put it in on the side. Yeah, and then screw it, and then move it in a bit, like over here, and then screw it in, and then after you screw in all the screws.
How far inside do you move it in?
Just so that like when you probably a little farther, because when you put the screen on, you don't really want it to be past the front point. I guess it doesn't.
你放哪儿都行，这 screen 放哪儿都行，我就放这儿。
Oh, okay.
I'm installing the operating screens, and I get professional instructions from the other 2 technicians. Very great experience. Just push it in, push it forward, make sure it doesn't stick outside when you operate the 3D printing machine, and tighten the screws. Now we are working on putting on the filament holder. It needs to go on top of the frame. Get the right screws and make sure we put it in the right direction. I could use some professional help once in a while. Next, put on all the pieces so there's no sharp angles and corners of the machine. Connect the filament tube. Clip in the blue round shape tightening cushion for the filament feeder. Clip in the wire so it doesn't hang out loose. Plug in the wire sockets. Plugging in the wire sockets is actually quite intuitive. There are letters marked on each socket. There are 3 X's and 1 E. E stands for extruder, and X means horizontally moving directions. So it's really hard to go wrong.
Should we teach them how to calibrate?
We could, yeah.
Yeah. You can like just like turn it on auto home, and then just make sure everything works, and then just leave it at that. And then
These machines are for the 3D printing class next week. We're helping installing everything, and the students will be in the classroom seeing and learning how to operate the 3D printing machine. So we're planning out on our agenda or itinerary or syllabus for how to teach the students, what to teach the students, what makes sense for people to learn. Plug in the power cord, and don't forget the most important steps. You need to adjust the volt to 115. I think it's preset to 220 because the machine is made in Shenzhen. And honestly, Ender 3 is really inexpensive. It's about $280 per machine. And one filament is roughly $20. So under $300, you can have a whole set that's working and 3D printing. Clean up and put all the tool set into a little drawer under the 3D printing machine. It comes in handy because there are a lot of maintenance work that we need to do later on. After we assemble it, we need to test it. How do we test it, Arnold? We plug it in.
And then we go to prepare.
Prepare.
And then we click auto home.
Auto homing. Okay. Please don't other operation. This is really bad English. But Ender 3 is made in Shenzhen, so excuse the English. Just make sure you directionally understand the instructions. Looks like this one's working.
Please don't operate.
The next step would be to calibrate it in some part.
So how do we calibrate it? Can you show us?
Do I just do it?
Yeah, just can you do it on this one? Quickly.
Get a piece of paper. It's
Get a
called
piece
the
of
paper thing.
Okay.
And then basically move the motors
Move
up
the
and down
motors.
using
Oh,
the X, Y, Z.
different.
So
Okay.
This X is going this way.
Okay.
Y is going that way.
Okay.
And then Z is going up and down.
Got it.
So
Horizontal,
we need to
vertical, up
move
and
the
down.
Z one up a bit. Like,
Okay. We move the Z up a
and then
bit.
we put the paper under.
We put the paper under.
And then we move it back down.
And then we move it back down.
And you see how much like play the paper has between the
Yeah.
extruder nozzle and the bottom plate. So you can see it's pushing down quite a bit on the plate.
Yeah.
So then so this uses like 4 screw springs, so we can tighten these springs to bring the plate down.
Got it. It's coming down. Yes.
And so we tighten it until there's like we can move the paper,
Yeah.
but still fill the nozzle on the paper.
Got it.
And then when that's like this side is good,
Yeah.
and so then we want to move it over to this side. So we bring the Z-axis up again, just because if this side is too high and you move the X-axis over, then it might like scrape against the bed,
Got it.
and that just looks terrible. So we just do it all the way to the far side of the X-axis. So. And then we bring it back down again.
We bring it back down. Coming down. Yeah. Pushing it down.
Alright, yeah, so there's no play on the paper, so that means we need to tighten this screw.
Calibration needs to be done on all 4 corners of the printing platform, and
Okay.
best for a few rounds to make sure everything is
We do the
balanced
same on
and
the
level
corners.
when we are doing
Got it.
3D
And then
printing.
we just repeat this step like a few times. And then on each of the corners, and then you're done calibrating.
Good job. Today's table topic question. Where would you be most nervous to travel?
Mars.
Same, Mars. That's the first word that came to my mind.
Yellowstone, because there's bears and animals that can attack you.
Go to Antarctica. Already pretty dangerous.